Welcome everyone, this is gonna be a best of 5 series between TheViper or the Snake and MbL. Top 2 Norwegian players, arguably top 2 world players, potentially top 3 with MbL, depends if you consider the Leary top 2 or not, but yeah, MbL has been playing pretty well as of late. He's always been a very good player, but it seems like he just keeps getting better and better, and Leary has been quite inactive, to be fair. He didn't seem to play that well the last couple of times, but I don't know. He might just be getting rusty. So, first game of the series is going to be played in Bulgaria. The civilizations are going to be Hans for the Viper, who's going to be playing on the right hand side, and then Chinese for MbL, who's going to be playing on the left hand side. What do we get with either civilization? Well, Chinese start with 3 extra villagers, but they start with minus 200 food, minus 50 wood, right? And yeah, other than that, the TC gets plus 5 line of sight and can garrison 10 villagers. Technologies are 10, 15 and 20% cheaper in Field, Castle and Imperial Age, so you do save a bunch of resources over there. On top of starting with extra villagers, you do save a lot of resources, so it can be quite nice. And finally, for this map in particular and for the amphibious terrain, the final civilization bonus for Chinese might actually be relevant for once, which is 50% more HP and demolition line units. Alright, demolition ship, heavy demolition ship, and pretty good stuff. MbL successfully luring both the elephant and the deer at the same time. Yeah, gonna be doing alright. Well, besides the strong start for Chinese in these sorts of maps, which you start with 1 ship already, you also get plus 45 food on your farms. So it's very likely that we're gonna see scouts over here, as straight into water units has not been so much the case in this tournament, which seems to be the case without the balance patch. We're probably gonna see scouts from the Chinese player, from the Han player, we're probably gonna see scouts as well. But Chinese with 1 extra villager are gonna be getting a little bit of an eco leave. Eventually as well. One extra villager for MbL, and that's going to remain consistent throughout the game until Castle Age at least. Although he does seem to be struggling a little bit, he does keep that kind of half extra villager, if you can call it like that, which is gonna represent like 5 extra resources or 10 extra resources per minute. Yeah, everything is going pretty well over here. Everything seems to be going pretty well over here at Viperland, Snakeland. If we take a quick look at the maps right now, let me turn this on to make sure that MbL is scouting this pretty effectively. Well, he spotted the main gold, the main stone I mean, and a couple of straggler trees. So he probably expects the TC to be over here. And you can see how he's going around in a circle kind of way. So yeah, I think he has a pretty good idea of what's going on. Anyway, taking a look at the map, Viper's map is looking alright. He does have a little bit of a forward gold, but he's got the tree line over here and he can potentially use this for walling. The main stone is on the back. But the issue is that he doesn't really have a lot of wood, a lot of options for wood. So if MbL went forward, kind of like Tato did last series, pretty much all games, and he towered this woodland, the Viper would be in a little bit of trouble. I'm not really sure about this though. We're gonna see barracks, militias coming out for the Viper? What? I have to wonder what the strategy is over here. Okay, he's gonna be pushing the Zeras. But you gotta wonder what the strategy is over here, because he's gonna have enough to afford stables for sure. Is he gonna try to debate MbL to go into archers? Maybe? Well, MbL's map is not looking very good either. He also has a single wall line. It's on the back at least, so we give him that, and he has been able to wall this area. Militia to lure deer. Well, it works. If it works, main goal for MbL is pretty awful. But he is walling quite effectively over here. I like the walls. I like this is very cost effective. Palisades are like dirt cheap. Men at Arms, double bit axe, and are we gonna transition into fire galleys? This is very unconventional, to say the least. This is not something that we have seen so far. So fire galleys. This could potentially get all the units from the Viper can potentially get countered by archers, but MbL is gonna go for scouts instead. I'm not really sure if he's gonna be able to raid the Viper very much, as the Snack is already going for the walls, and it seems like he's gonna go for a kind of greedier walls. He's gonna have a couple of wood lines to choose from. And yeah, Viper's map is not the best, but by comparison, it's beautiful if you compare it to MbL's map. So map hacks over there. If we have any Snack subs, that is probably the right emote, and this is probably the right moment to spy the right emote, if you know what I mean. 3 scouts going forward for MbL. This is still not wall for the Viper, and it seems like it's not going to wall it at all. Right hand side, not walling either. Keeping a spearman over there, defensive spearman. And it seems like the Viper's not going to be able to break through at all either. Alright, walls coming up now for blue. And this is pretty good stuff. Couple of idle villagers though. I think he did notice because he sent one of the villagers to... okay, yeah. To drop the food in the mill. Good reaction and good attempt, snipe attempt from MbL, and good reaction from the Viper. Men at Arms and 1 spearman going forward or going around. Now keep in mind that fire... oh, that is so good from MbL! Blocking the ship. That is not something that we have seen a whole lot of in this tournament. Eight scouts! That is a crap ton of scouts. Are we gonna complement that with skirmishers maybe? Doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like MbL is gonna go just for scouts. Is it gonna go for any more scouts? No. Only 8 scouts going for wheelbarrow. The Viper about to finish researching wheelbarrow. MbL on his way. 3 extra villagers though, and wheelbarrow only accounts for 1.5. So he's gonna be 1.5 villager ahead of the Viper, who is trying to go around with the men at arms, but not really gonna be able to do anything. This is about to get completely walled for MbL. Blacksmith up is gonna provide him with a second field of building to go up to Castle Age. And the plan here is not bad, actually. It's going to be... that is not good though. There's a lot of low HP scouts over there. So it seems like the Viper is going to switch into Cavalry Archers. Well, MbL has not... he did not bite the hook, right? Instead of going for Archers, he's going to go heavily into Knights instead. And you have to wonder what does MbL see that makes him think that the Viper is going to go for Cavalry Archers? Because the Huns, or it's either that or he's going to go for Camels himself. I don't think he's going to go for Camels, because that's a very defensive unit. I think MbL is probably going to go for Knights. But you have to wonder what he saw to make him think that the Viper was going to go for Cavalry Archers. Maybe he thinks that he's going to go for Knights himself, and so he just wants to outproduce Blue. Three Men-at-Arms and 2 Spearmen. And a dog coming up for MbL. Interesting. Using the relic as walling. Come on, villager, you can do it. Just grab it. You're not gonna tell me a fat monk is in better shape than you. Come on. Look at this dude. He's ripped and he doesn't want to carry the relic. Freaking villagers, man. Dude, I am extremely skinny and yesterday I carried like 40 pounds of flour. Like 4 blocks to my apartment, which is also in a high floor, and I had to go upstairs because there is no elevator. The villager doesn't want to carry a relic, which is pretty much a shallow metal frame with white stuff inside. Anyway, Viper going up to Castle Age himself, forging coming up for MbL. So it's going to be 100% Knights for the Chinese player, who is capped right now. Or popular, he's actually housed. Oh. Q! What? I have no idea what that means, man, but that Palisade gate is not going down. That's your demo nerf! That is actually true, the demolitions got nerfed in the newer balance patch because they used to one-shot the Palisade, the Palisade walls. If you ask me, it wasn't necessary. I don't think they were OP. I know the demo did so low damage. Yeah. I think it wasn't necessary. I don't think the demos were OP. Still, trade over here should be going heavily in favor of MbL. But we are losing 2 scouts over there. So it could have been a lot better for him. Fire Galley coming down as well. 3rd TC coming up for MbL. 2nd TC already up over here by the wool line. Pretty good. Yeah, I would probably would have preferred to place it over here so that it's closer to the gold to defend, but I guess he's alright. It's close enough that he can just garrison the villagers. He can just send them over there. They don't have to walk a lot. 2nd TC coming up for the Viper, who has the score lead, even though the villager count is exactly the same. 6 knights over there for MbL, who at this point has Chain Barding Armor. 0 upgrades for the Viper's Knights. We had Chain Barding Armor, Bloodlines, and Forging, so only Iron Casting is the only thing missing for MbL to have fully upgraded Knights. Potentially Husbandry, I'm not really sure if he already went for it or not. The Viper is going for Husbandry. And it seems to me like his units are a little bit faster. Let's see. Numbers are heavily in favor of the Viper though. Bunch of cavalry archers. So archers for Hans are alright. They are not the unit you want to go for because in Imperial you cannot upgrade them. But they are a good opening to cavalry archers. And the thing is, MbL, if he wanted to go for knights, in my opinion, he should have committed a little bit more. Because now the Viper on 3 archer ranges, he is gonna get to a point where he's gonna have just way too many cavalry archers and it's gonna be borderline impossible for MbL to engage him. Take a look at that though. That's a bunch of demolition ships. 5th one coming up. Good formation. And it feels to me like MbL is trying to bait. I mean, it feels to me like the Viper is trying to bait MbL to ungarrison demolition ships just by keeping the archers packed and keeping the cavalry archers staggered. But this is pretty good stuff. Both players on 3 TCs, villager count about the same for both as well, only one higher for the Viper. Oh, good snipe though. MbL losing 2 villagers over there, potentially losing a couple more. Not gonna lose another one. But yeah, that was pretty exposed. So good stuff for the Viper over there, getting a villager lead of 3. Knights coming back from MbL. The demos, oh! And the Viper, did he actually sense this or something? Because he didn't want to go in. Good stuff. Let's see over here. He really needs to scatter. He needs to scatter and the Viper. Come on. He should be doing this. Oh no, the pathing! Good shots though! Those fantastic demolition connections for MbL, destroying a lot of archers from the Viper, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that. So, blue already had ballistics. That's my demo nerf. Blue already had ballistics, so I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I feel like he should have been able to get all the demolitions without losing a single crossbow. But I don't know. 14 cavalry archers going forward for the Viper. We have an additional 7 over here for a total of 21. MbL gonna pay attention, man, and gonna instantly garrison the villagers now. And the Viper is gonna start losing a couple of cavalry archers. And these are demolition ships, not demolition rafts anymore, so they are pretty good. A lot more deadly. But if you're paying attention, you shouldn't really struggle against those very much, like at all. And now with the high mobility of the cavalry archers, yeah, those demos are guaranteed to not do anything. That's a bunch of camos though, and I'm not really sure why. Good micro over there, MbL trying to mix the demolition ships in the middle of his army to make it harder for the Viper to snipe those. Chinese demos, that is correct, I forgot about the 50% more HP. Because maybe that's how he lost so many crossbows, they are so much harder to kill. This is pretty good though, the Viper can't fit his army over here. But that is not bad at all. MbL still with the score lead. Viper's gonna go forward with the Siege Workshop. And while the Viper pushes MbL away here, MbL is going forward with a couple of knights. So we're gonna keep an eye on those pretty soon. Just gonna see what happens over here. So that is 90 HP, up from 60. They are still taking, they only have 2 pierce armor, so they are taking 6 damage. So actually, With 15 cavalry archers, you should still be able to one-shot demolition ships from Chinese. We do need ballistics though, and we already have. I'm not really sure why many of the shots are not connecting. Yeah, they are still losing a lot of HP. Losing one cavalry archer over there, denying the TC for MbL. And MbL, who managed to break through, has not been doing a lot of damage over here. As a matter of fact, he's been getting pushed away by cavalry archers, and now the Viper is going to be able to keep his eco working pretty much unaffected. The game is pretty back and forth, to be honest. Villager count, despite MbL losing so many, is still pretty even, only 4 villagers behind when compared to the Viper villager count. Total population though, kind of higher for the Viper right now. Camels should clean this up, and another demo. A demo's probably not needed over there. I think the camels should do an okay job. Another TC coming up. Oh, the gates! Age of gates. That is the 5th TC for the Viper. We have 4 for MbL, we have 5 TCs for the Viper. MbL going for fletching. What are we gonna see? Are we gonna transition into archers? Camels seem to die like paper. They do. They don't have a lot of pierce armor. And this is a significant amount of cavalry archers as well. And MbL, it seems to me like he probably screwed that up a little bit. Take a look at the numbers and the HP pool. HP pool is higher for the camels. Numbers is higher for the Viper. Good stuff. He's actually scattering his army. Pretty good. That is wasted. But let's take a look over here. MbL. Uh-oh. Well, he did force the Viper's army to go through the camels, which chunked a lot of HP off these units. As you can see, it's not looking very good. He lost a lot of numbers as well. He had like 21, I think. 21 cavalry archers. At this point, he's left with like what? He had like 12, I think. 16, 18 right now, right here. Handcart. Well, MbL is going for a lot of demolition ships, so I'm really looking forward to see how this plays out, because yeah, I remember he didn't like the demos, because to his view it was whoever goes for the most demos wins, but so far he's been unable to do a lot of damage with those. And what I like to see is people approaching different playstyles. That is a lot of resources being invested into that. MbL going up to Imperial Age though. The Viper is going to be able to follow suit quite shortly. More demos coming out for MbL. Chinese demos might prove to be a little bit too strong, but I don't know. So far I feel like it's not been that powerful. What do you guys think? Dog coming up. Another dog coming up. How many dogs do we have from MbL? I think that is only the second one. Yeah, that is actually only the second one. Not against Viper, maybe. That's a good point. Nothing against Viper is too OP. 6 TC? No. Yeah, that is the 6th DC for the Viper. Interesting. So he's he's getting protection against demolitions. Because MbL is not going to be able to snipe villagers if they are protected by TCs. Oh, let's see what happens. So we have camels, we have skirmishers, elite skirmishers, a couple of demolition ships. He finds the castle and goes back. So Imperial H about to hit for MbL, who unfortunately did not have a castle on time. So he's not going to be able to go for trebs. We have 2 castles up already for the Viper, who is taking pretty good advantage of the elevations. This one is on a hill and protecting a gold. This one is not on a hill, but is protecting a very good part of his eco. Castle up, Trebuchet out, potentially. Not just yet. It seems like he is trying to catch this off guard. But if he doesn't go for the Trebuchet, okay. 2 Trebuchets coming out from MbL's castles, the Viper's castles, not giving any Trebuchets just yet. He was probably taking his units away from MbL's army, and he should be able to go for Trebs right now. But he's not going for it. He's going for Bracer and Chainmail armor. So it's gonna be heavy cavalry archers eventually and halberdier potentially versus skirmishers, camels, and demolition ships. I think the Viper's elevation is higher, so he shouldn't be taking extra damage. Conscription and 1 Trebuchet coming up. Both players pretty much pop capped. Couple of cavalry archers over here from the Viper, preventing MbL from taking wood from there. And MbL actually at this point, does he have any wood access anymore? I think he doesn't. Wait a moment. Okay. He's gonna get, he's going to get cleaned up. Heavy camels for sure. But wait a moment, MbL is not taking wood from here. He's taking a little bit of wood from here, but this is not very efficient. I think his wood eco is kind of affected right now. We have the battering rams going forward, cat ram about to finish researching. There we go, the trebuchets are getting targeted by the cavalry archers and the rams. Now the trebuchet also targeting the castle, so things are looking pretty good for the Viper right here. He's gonna need to find a good choke point to fit those cavalry archers in. But yeah, camels, pikemen over here, and MbL is gonna have to go back as those turn into halberdier. Hans, unfortunately, not access to plate mail armor, but it's still going to be enough. Supported by heavy cavalry archers. Yeah, the camels should start to melt a little bit right now. Wonder what the Viper does against rams or halberdier. Even though skirmishers get bonus damage against spearman line of units, so that includes the halberdier, they are not as powerful against them as they are against pikemen. Good demo shot over there. And we have a tread war. Oh my god, that's a loud vehicle. So the trebuchets, yeah, the trebuchets from the Viper are on the hill. From MbL they are not, so it's not even close. Another trebuchet's going to go down, and there we go. So halberdier are going to be alright with heavy cavalry archers. If you can get a couple of rounds, that's ideal. MbL is going to go to the northwest and try to go for a castle over here to take control of the gold. And what is the Viper going to do? Well, the Viper's not going to have enough villagers to build a castle fast enough. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even have the stone. So he's probably going to have to move away from here. That is 1900 gold though that he is going to be abandoning. Blast furnace, chemistry, guilds, leather archer armor, all coming up for the Viper. a bunch of heavy demolition ships, and that is so not worth it. That is not worth it at all. That is not worth it at all. And now the castle is going to go down, and that was like, what, 6, 7, 8 demolition ships? Going down for a handful of halberdier and 1 trebuchet. The trebuchet was good, but the halberdier, that was a lot of resources invested into that, man. And Hunt Trevor as well, yeah. Hunt's just dominating, 50% accuracy. Yeah, bam, there we go. The Viper just keeps repairing the trebs. Numbers are looking in favor of his right now. More demolition ships. Oh, let's see. Show us the magic. Magic. This might be good. Oh, damn it. What happened over there? That was a good shot. He did take a couple of heavy cavalry archers. I'm not really sure what happened over there with the camera. And this is not good for the Viper. I'm not really sure what he's doing. So, he's gonna target the castle now. That was pretty good for MbL, but yeah, over here he did manage to take control of the gold. Now with that tower, the Viper is at the very least gonna prevent MbL from taking that uncontested. But only 22 HP left. No castle. God damn it, that is true. The Viper is trying to raid, but yeah, against camels doesn't seem to be working very well. He did raid over here a little bit though. MbL's lumber camp doesn't have any villagers around it anymore. So we've been paying a lot of attention to the middle area. But there's a lot going on all over the map, as you can attest. MbL trying to trap the stables down. Viper, I don't think is going to be able to take that. Camels coming out from MbL. And the Jaguars, they look as if they are playing with the people. Stables coming up. Let's see. Oh man, don't take it don't take it seriously. I'm quite sure he was joking. Alright, more demolition ships coming forward. And what is the Viper gonna do? 155 population. Only 16 military units. He's gonna lose the trebuchets maybe. But is it worth it? Is it worth it? 6 demolition ships. 2 trebuchets for 6 or 7 demolition ships. The Viper's struggling right now. The resources are very low for both players, but 39 and 40 at this point, army versus 26, 27. The light cavalry are gonna dominate the skirmishers, but are gonna get pounded by the camels. So I'm not really sure what the Viper's plan is right now. Both players really have a lot of population. Villager count 143 for both, so it's pretty incredible how they mirror each other's builds. Two-man saw coming for MbL. The Viper still with the score lead. Yeah, you gotta wonder what the plan is, because now MbL is getting pop cap. The Viper is still producing more villagers, getting close to 150. And it's a lot more effective if you are using demolition ships against low number of units, because you cannot get one shot as easily. So if the Viper doesn't manage to mass a bunch of heavy cavalry archers again, he's probably gonna start getting picked off by demolition ships. That is true. But yeah, that castle is going to go down. Viper is going to lose control of this hill. Fortunately for him, I think the goal here, only 100 gold count left. Demolitions are also intimidating. That is a good point as well. Mind games. Yeah, I figure. A little bit of joking around. Look at the lone trebuchet from the Viper, just in the middle of nowhere, completely unprotected, causing MbL to spend stone repairing the castle. And now MbL is gonna say, I don't need units, I am going to send 3 demolition ships to kill a single trebuchet. Well, since he's producing so many, he might as well just use them, right? But yeah, tricky situation right now for the Viper, facing camels and skirmishers. Seems to be struggling to find a good working army composition. He's taking a couple of villagers over here though. Already 10 less villagers for MbL when they were just tied like 2 minutes ago. Relics on that hill. Yes. Viper is gonna need to move those away. Well, now the trades seem to be going in favor of blue. However, the population is still higher for red. And the game's going on forever and ever. The Viper should be able to win the trade war over here, although I'm not... Whoa! He's paying attention over here as well. And he's raiding over here. I thought he was gonna only react whenever he heard the attack alert. But no, he was actually paying active attention over here. He's going to go down. Very unfortunate. Is the Viper producing more trebuchets from this? No, he's going for 2 canoes. He already depleted the gold over there. He's starting to raid now with the camels. Pretty effectively, apparently. 2 canoes coming up as well. For MbL, I'm not really sure if that's a misclick or not, because he doesn't seem to be well invested into that. Well, he did get the archer upgrades for the skirmishers. So yeah, 2 canoes are going to be deadly for sure. The game seems to be going more and more in favor of MbL, taking the score lead as well. The Habadi are actually getting wrecked over here. Let's see. Well, the Viper is getting pushed over here. He does have a couple of hussars, and it's good to see because Chinese only get light cavalry. I was hoping that Viper went into hussars. Those are a lot better, of course, but he needs the econ right now. The Viper doesn't really have much resources of anything. He doesn't really have anything, to be honest. Villager numbers are looking quite healthy though. So he should be able to produce more army. 180 is not bad at all. More heavy demolition ships. Once again, I'm not really sure if that's cost effective. He's been taking trash units only. But this is pretty good from MbL. What is the Viper gonna do? Gonna move all the villagers over here. What is this, the wood situation right now? This has not been taken yet. This is being taken by MbL. Gonna start losing a couple of villagers. He actually will. So MbL is gonna have to garrison this somewhere. He's not paying attention though. He's trying to blow. He's trying to blow units up with the demos. Alright, there we go. He noticed. He's gonna garrison the villagers. Villager count 130 to 138. Viper starting to raid quite effectively. We have a couple of towers though from the Chinese player. And I'm kind of surprised that he did not go for bombard towers, which is like a trademark move from the AM guys, especially MbL really enjoys to do that. Some Chinese players too. That's pretty good. I think MbL have like 6 trebuchets at this point. He has 3 left. A couple of those are very low HP. But we are getting raids on all parts of the map. Viper is going around over here. All of this is unprotected. This is like how many villagers for? That is like 48 villagers, 47 villagers right now for MbL. And oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this might be big. Viper really needs to micro over here. He should be fine, but now the skirmishers are catching up, and that is the issue. Mobility is good, but he didn't do enough damage fast enough. He's gonna have to walk away from there. Over here though, he's also fighting against skirmishers with hussars. Of course, Han hussars, better than Chinese light cavalry. And yeah, we have hussars and halberdier. Halberdier are not so weak against skirms as pikemen are. So the Viper, it seems like he is managing to stale the game a little bit. He actually managed to get pop cap while MbL is at 170 population and he doesn't have any resources. I wonder what he spent all his resources with. But yeah, the treasure ships are going to go down now and he's starting to get raided quite heavily. He's gonna get wrecked over here. He's getting cleaned up over here. He's getting raided over here and over here. And over here as well until MbL managed to clean that up. But the population for the red player is plummeting, 157 down from 200 just a couple of minutes ago. 99 villagers. Economy is not going to be that big for him anymore, so he's not going to be able to produce as many units. Pikeman coming out. Man, siege ram coming up for the Viper. I think the moment, and I think MbL can try to hold on because he certainly did have the lead during different points in the game, so he might think that he still has a chance. But I think the moment the Viper unleashes like 5, 6, 8 siege rounds, MbL's probably just gonna call it. Yeah, there we go. A lot of couple of cat rams coming up. And he doesn't really have a lot of army. He's going heavily into skirmishers, but he doesn't really have anything to counter hussars with. Light cavalry died to hussars, of course, because they are just stronger cavalry. And yeah, skirmishers alone against a bunch of halberdier is not enough. Numbers still go down, and as you can see, siege rams coming forward. MbL is gonna notice this. 140 population, 104 villagers. He did manage to stabilize back at home a little bit, but there are more units arriving from the Viper. Production for MbL consists of skirmishers only and a couple of light cavalry. Army composition is not good enough for red at this point, and eco is not good enough for any other sort of army composition either. So the Viper with the siege ram is gonna start taking down the military buildings for MbL. Fortunately, quote unquote, of course, for MbL, he doesn't have the resources to make use of these anyway. But I guess that is not a relief like at all. Yeah, MbL is just getting raided left and right. Villager count going lower. And he replenishes the villagers using resources that he could have used for military, but he needs to get his eco back up. And then he gets raided again, and then he cleans up the raid, and then he gets raided again, and it's a never-ending circle of pain for the red player right now. It's pretty good that Capture Age lets you zoom out because you can get a general sense of the battle without going like full like this. But going like this, which is about 0.76% of the regional zoom, it's pretty good. Yeah, there is nothing that MbL has against the siege ram. Pikemen are not going to do anything, skirmishers of course are not going to do anything, and he's just getting raided. 96 villagers, 150 population, the Viper completely pop capped, over 1000 food, taking all of the wood over here, sending all the villagers. His wood count's gonna start skyrocketing as well. And it seems to me like very soon we might see the 2 letters that we were expecting to see. What do you think? I think so. Give me a moment, I'm gonna type something in the scoreboard. But I'm not gonna show what that is until the game's over. Oh, the quick walls. Feels bad, man. Did not manage to pull out the quick walls. Wood count is very low for MbL. 157 population. I'm just wondering how he manages to keep up with the population because he's not been going lower than 150. But he's been getting raided 24/7. Palisade? That's gotta be a misclick. He probably wanted to go for a tower, maybe his hotkeys had the towers and the palisade together. Castle's gonna go down as well. And yeah, 90 villas is not enough, he doesn't have an eco anymore at all. 200 wood, 100 food, and what is he producing? 1 skirmisher, he's producing 1 skirmisher. And 6 pikemen. 3 empanada. That's it, man. Well, to be fair, the pikemen are gonna be effective against the hussars, but the issue is the mobility. Viper can't keep the hussars moving around all day long and keeping the majority of MbL's eco idle. And whichever area is not protected for MbL, he's gonna start losing villagers. And the moment the Viper loses hussars, take a look at this, he has 21 hussars queued up all over the map. Conversion. Oh, it takes so long to convert. I actually thought that the monk was gonna die to the hussar. 99 population, plummeting lower and lower for MbL, who is trying to get his eco back up. 62 villagers though. I remember Chris, Mr. GPN used to say that whenever you don't resign when you are already losing, you are mentally resting and you are forcing your opponent to mentally work. I'm not sure if that's the case here for the Viper. It feels to me like he only has to hotkey the production buildings and just spam units. I'm not really sure if he has to pay any attention at all. I'm not really sure how cognitively taxing this is for the Viper. But there we go, now you can see what I typed in the scoreboard. Perfect. Let's take a look at the achievements and then we're gonna jump into the second game. But that was very interesting game. It was pretty back and forth, as you can attest by the timeline. MbL actually getting the advantage upon hitting Imperial Age. Just very unfortunate that he was not able to seal the deal. As for KD, MbL getting the upper hand. Good stuff. Eco stats, better eco for the Viper. In terms of food and wood, more gold and stone for MbL. Faster uptimes for MbL as well, to all ages. How Viper got gold? He had 3 relics, I think, or 4. Oh, there we go. 3 relics captured, he got 3000 gold from those. 1200 more gold units than MbL or gold count. Just from the relics, which is of course enough for a couple of siege ram. For sure. Alright, next game's gonna start very soon. And once again, everyone, exclamation mark raffle for a chance of winning 3 months of Vubli Platinum. If you still don't have Vubli Premium, this is your chance to get some. And if you do, well, it's kind of complicated how it works, but you might get an extension on your current premium. That's about it. Maybe it's not so complicated after all. But yeah, there we go. Welcome everyone. Let's turn on the team colors. Oh, the Viper is red though. This might be confusing because last game they were... Okay, there we go. So, MbL versus TheViper, Game 2 in the Best of 5 series for Week 3 of MSC. These games were played during the weekend. If you have not seen these, yeah, we're casting the Rex. If you want to see them again, for sure, feel free to stick around. Mongols versus Japanese. MbL is going to be playing Mongols, Viper is going to be getting Japanese. This map is Bog Island. For anyone who has seen the previous series, you already have a good idea what the map looks like, but we're going to talk about it anyway after introducing the civs. So, for Mongols, they get 50% faster working hunters, making it very easy for you to gather a lot of food in Dark Age. You also get 20% faster shooting cavalry archers and 30% more HP on light cavalry and hussars. For the Viper, on the other hand, who's going to be playing Japanese, you get 50% cheaper drop-off buildings, be it lumber camps, mining camps, or mills. And just as I say that, you're probably going to need a single mining camp for this. But yeah, that's a very odd resource generation because I think he actually doesn't have enough space over here to fit a mining camp over there. I think the Viper is not going to be able to take the goal here very efficiently. Unless he goes for a mining camp over here and another one over here, maybe? He's probably going to use the back one. I'm going to try to deplete the stone over here. So yeah, for Japanese, other than that, they get 33% faster attacking infantry units starting from fuel age, and they get 10, actually 5, 10, 15 and 20% faster working fission ships that have twice the HP and +2 pierce armor, so they are extremely tanky, very very hard to pick up. When the raffle will be drawn? After the series, and this is the final series of the day, so at the end of the stream we're gonna draw a winner. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, team bonus for Japanese. Galleys get +2 line of sight. War galleys and galleon, so galley units, galley line of units. And for MbL, who's playing Mongols, the bonus for them is getting +2 line of sight on scouts. As you can see when comparing to Viper's tiny line of sight. We're gonna meet over here though. Are they? No, the Viper doesn't have enough line of sight to see MbL. I think MbL just run a little bit short over there. Oh, the Viper. Gonna find the buffalo. So MbL should know that the Viper is somewhere around here. It's still not like they are gonna engage in war, but anyway. So for anyone who doesn't know what the map is like, on Bog Island you start with your base on solid ground, as you can see here for MbL, here for the Viper. And you get a middle area of pure water. So this is not amphibious, you cannot build on here, you can only go there with boats. Then that is surrounded by amphibious terrain that you can use boats and land units on, which is what this tournament is all about. And yeah, of course, your base. So right off the bat, we can see that MbL's main base is touching the edge of the map. That is not the case for the Viper, so it's going to be a little bit harder for the Viper to wall. Although now that I take a closer look at it, the wood generation for blue is actually looking not bad. He might be able to go for a little bit of a greedy walling. He might be able to be completely safe over here. And now as MbL clicks up to village, we're gonna take a look at his map. I think the wood generation for the Viper is better, but for sure it seems to me like MbL is gonna have an easier time walling, maybe. Also, for MbL, both goals are separated from the stone, so that is also a nice bonus. And yeah, other than that, both players getting the same resources. 4 tiles of gold and stone over here, 3 of gold, 3 of stone. For MbL, 3 of stone, 3 of gold, I mean, 4 of gold, 3 of stone, and 4 of stone. Barracks coming up. The villager count is higher for the Viper, who is going up to village a little bit later, 1 minute later. So understandably, 3 villagers ahead. And let's see. Oh man, I'm so tired. Didn't sleep that well last night. Tomorrow we have more series. So if you have not seen MSC this weekend, feel absolutely free to tune in tomorrow, because we're going to be casting 2 additional series, 2 remaining series. I'm not really sure what those were. Give me a moment. We're going to be casting Bilesa versus the Max and Hera versus Tim. We're going to have a co-caster, Joshua, here. So if you're digging that, feel free to stop by. Both players in field edge right now, and the Viper somehow got the edge on MbL Scout. Yeah, actually MbL is probably gonna lose the Scout. He's sending a couple of villagers around though, and I have to wonder if he's gonna want to go for archers or maybe towers or something. I think it's a little bit too late for towers. Now he's going for scouts. Yeah, the Viper is gonna get the scout and then he's gonna go back. Oh, now it's the same situation but reverted. It's gonna be 1-for-1. Oh, 1-for-1. Okay. Not really sure if it's worth it. Viper's gonna start going for fire galleys. Do we have any navy units from MbL? Where's the dock for red? Over here. Fire galley coming out for him as well. Numbers are looking in favor of the Viper though. Well, MbL is gonna go for a tower. The thing is, Viper has plenty of wood to choose from. He doesn't really... I don't think it's gonna be affected by towers. MbL is taking stones, so he's gonna go for towers 100%. Yeah, this should stop the aggression. This should stop the push. Yeah, MbL is gonna have to go away. These small patches of water are pretty good. They allow you to use your water units and keep them out of reach from land units. So yeah, the Viper is just making perfect use of this. Oh, that's 3 scouts though, that's 3 scouts. MbL doesn't seem like he's going to lose a villager here at all. Galleys only 3 pierce damage with the balance patch for MSC. So comparable to a skirmisher with fletching. But yeah, MbL is gonna lose the tower for sure, and now it's a matter of Viper not losing villagers. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this. I would probably have tried to target the villager, but still, MbL is going to lose a vill over here, potentially. Well, the Viper's micro is pretty good, spot on. Low HP though. Now the Viper's gonna lose 1 villager over there. KD so far. 8-6 in favor of the Viper. 3 extra villagers and he should be able to get 2 over here. That tower is very low HP. Okay, that's way too many scouts, and the Viper realizes this. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, a villager is gonna go down, and now the villager count is exactly even for both players. The defensive towers from the Viper is saving his villagers' butts. Over here though, the Viper is doing some good damage. Gonna take fire ship, the fishing ship with the fire galley. MbL is gonna have to go away. The Viper is taking a lot of stone. What is MbL gonna do? He can potentially go for a tower over here, potentially another over here. That could be good, but then again, the Viper just has too many options in terms of wood. Galley's inbound for the blue player, about to hit MbL's base. And I think this is open. I think he should be able to go with the galleys over here. If he just plays 1, yeah, okay, he's sending 1 over here, 2 over there. Okay, okay. He's gonna keep 2 galleys over here, or maybe 1. He's gonna keep 1. That's good. Then he's gonna move with the other 3 somewhere else. And if he finds this, that is gonna be problematic for MbL. Because he has more other woodlands, but he's gonna have to go for additional lumber camps. Over here, MbL is not really forcing anything from the Viper. Resource count is super low for both players. Villager count is slightly higher, actually significantly higher for the Viper. Mostly related to fishing ships. Another dock coming up. More scouts from MbL. Did the Viper leave the galley over here? He did. Alright, now the scouts are going to clean this up. But that's alright, he's forcing a tower from MbL. And it's kind of weird because MbL doesn't need the tower because cleaning the galley up with the scouts, but he's gonna go for it anyway. And being Mongols, you really want to save your stone for castles. So the Viper, really good job forcing the reactions over there from MbL. These galleys though, a couple of them kind of low HP. They're gonna need to get repaired, and the Viper is about to lose the fire ship over there, but he got a scout in exchange at least. MbL is keeping a couple of the 4 villages inside the tower. So you have to wonder, why is he gonna use those 4 when he hits Castle Age? Still though, MbL is gonna be behind a little bit as the Viper clicks up sooner. He's gonna be up at 23 and 16 seconds. MbL on the other hand, getting close though, getting close to clicking up. He already has the blacksmith, the markets. Oh no. Oh, he's 4 short. Okay, there we go. Market's gonna come up. Oh, look at that. He's taking the goal like this. He's also taking over here. Well, that house, it looks like it's gonna go down for sure, but then there's another layer of houses behind it, so it's not a biggie. There's like 1 tower slowly going up over there for the Viper. Oh, MbL though managed to break through somewhere, or maybe there was a hole. But the Viper, very good reaction time over there, going for the quick walls. Quick walls over here, potentially could go for a wall over here. Now there's a lot of scouts inside. Oh, it was open over here, there was an opening right there. So galleys inbound for the Viper to defend his eco. Castle Age has been reached, War Galley coming up in Castle Age. These galleys only have 6-2, so that is going to be 4 attack. And now with War Galley upgrade, that's going to increase to significant numbers that the scouts are not going to be able to fight against comfortably. There's always a hole, man. There is always a hole. On the other side of the map, the Viper is going forward with the galleys, about to become war galleys, and there we go. That's going to be a lot more powerful. And I think with those, he could potentially one-shot villagers in this wool line. Still, second TC coming up for the Viper over here. Forging light cavalry coming up for MbL instead. So gonna look forward to make as much use of the light cavalry as possible. Or the scout cavalry that he had. Now, keep this in mind. These scout cavalry have 65 from base HP plus bloodlines, but light cavalry are going to be insanely strong. 98 HP. The light cavalry are superb for Mongols with 30% more HP than regular light cavalry, while getting access to bloodlines as well. Castle coming up for the red player. And what else? We're really trying to raid over here. I don't think it's going to be able to do a whole lot. Although these units at this point only have scale barding armor, +1/+1. They're going to die going down here to war galleys as well. But 5 of those are still potentially deadly, so the Viper really needs to pay attention. This has been overchopped, and the Viper knows it, and he's gonna lose a villager or 2 here for sure. Keep in mind that the light cavalry from MbL already have forging, that is a +1 attack. Five light cavalry, and he could potentially snipe more villagers from the Viper, although the villager counts 5 higher for blue right now. Third TC coming up over here as well, so MbL is really going to be struggling to do any damage with those units. So many of those very low HP as well, and still no chain barding armor for the +2/+2. The Viper though, not paying attention over here, is going to lose both war galleys to light cavalry from MbL, who by the way got a second TC up and the castle up as well. So Mangodai inbound for MbL. Third TC already up for the Viper as well, and the score, while the Viper has 9 extra villagers, you might notice that MbL has a higher score. That is because of military units. Usually KD and military production gives you a lot higher score than just villagers and spending your resources on booming. Wheelbarrow coming up for the Viper. But the MbL not really going to be able to do a whole lot. Maybe idle Vipers eco a little bit. Just for a little while. He's going to try to go over here because he remembers this was unprotected. But does he know about the TC now? He doesn't. He doesn't know. As a matter of fact, he doesn't know about the wool line at all. Third TC coming up for MbL as well, but the villager count is pretty high for the Viper. 8 higher at this point. Can potentially be 10 higher, I think, if the Viper produces from all 3 TCs at the same time. So far though, blue producing from only 2, MbL producing from all 3. We have 54 villagers for MbL, 57 for the Viper. That's going to go down to 56 for the Viper, 56 for MbL right now. Queuing 3 villagers, the Viper queuing 5. Sniping another one, very well played. MbL, man. Stop microing, stop microing, microing is cheating. But well, he's been proving me wrong. I said I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything with his light cavalry. Color me corrected. That is like 5 villagers that they picked up already. And once again, villager count higher, 59 to 60. Actually no, the same about now for both players. But yeah, the villager count here for the Viper is about 7 higher, but that is because the overlay also counts for fishing ships. That is a lot of towers. We need ballistics for the Viper. potentially arrow slits, man. Japanese towers are pretty good. Imagine getting arrow slits and Yasama as well. Oof. Especially now that the Viper is trying to go for a castle. MbL's not paying attention over there, he's gonna start losing the Mangudai. Those units are very expensive and very valuable raiding units. You don't want to waste them like that. But that's pretty good. Alright, so the castle is gonna come up for the Viper. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Let's take a look at MbL's Mangudai over there. Viper is gonna sacrifice 1 villager to save the rest. I don't think that tower is necessary because he's also bringing the war galleys. But yeah, ballistics on the way for the Viper. MbL is going for Bodkin arrow. Villager count only 3 higher for the Viper. Actual villager count 72 to 69, so 3 higher for MbL. But we have a couple of fishing ships for the Viper. We're still working here, actually building fish traps. Interesting stuff. And he's not even Malay. Who would have thought? 3 TCs for both players. Bunch of towers for the Viper. His base is pretty well protected. Going for 2 towers over here as well is pretty good. I would like to see Yasama from the Viper. Yasama and arrow slits, man. Arrow slits unfortunately need to wait until Imperial Age, but Yasama, you can do it now, come on. Still, too much fantasy for this caster. Oh, and it was open over there, overchop. Couple of villagers going down for the Viper, 2 villagers going down. It's pretty hard. Imagine I have the big trees, but the Viper has the small trees and he still doesn't know how to wall this. It's super hard to see the trees. Super hard to see where it's actually open. Well, the Viper is doing some good damage over here, and because of the water, the pure water over here, and the light cavalry can't do anything. Can't do squat. But we have seen already the trend in the army composition, MbL going heavily into cavalry. Gonna click up to Imperial Age though. A bunch of cavalry archers in the form of Mangudai. A bunch of light cavalry as well. We do need the leather archer armor. It's coming up for MbL. Viper, not long after clicking up to Imperial Age himself. This is kind of sloppy though. Actually, the war galleys have more range than the Mangudai, so that was a little bit of mismanagement, army control. Do you guys want to see all 5 games? Do you want to see a landslide for the Viper? Do you want to see a reverse sweep from MbL? I'm very curious to see what people think, because honestly, the human part of me... Oh no, don't be lame. Well, the human part of me wants this to be over 3-0 so that I can go eat and have some rest. But of course, the Age of Empires lover part of me and the caster part of me wants to see all 5 games, because of course you want to see the full series, especially if it's between these 2 players. But I am mostly interested to see what you guys want to see. Viper is gonna have to rebuild the fish traps though. And I wonder if he's gonna try to do that inside the water, in the middle water, or not. Elite Mangudai immediately queued up. Bracer as well. We're gonna need chemistry. We're gonna need Partian tactics. Rams coming out. Is it Partian or is it Parthian? It's probably Parthian, right? Give me a moment. Let's see.
Parthian tactics.
Parthian. Parthian. Okay, Parthian tactics. Anyway. The towers. Oh, Yasama coming up for the Viper! Poggers! That's gonna be so good. And now all we need is arrow slits and you're complete. Unfortunately, no heated shot available for Japanese. But just imagine, man, Yasama Towers, arrow slits, heated shot would be fantastic. But yeah, the Viper's gonna go heavily into archers. He's gonna upgrade those into arbalists pretty soon, I assume. Yes, there we go. Was just waiting for the resources. And the Viper has ballistics, which MbL doesn't. But MbL has the cheap mid shield. The light cavalry from Huns, from Mongols, 30% more HP. And Hussars can be especially deadly. Especially tanky, of course. Kinda surprised that the Viper did not pick the relics yet. But yeah, another castle coming up. We have one trebuchet already. Viper has ballistics and MbL has ballistics right now as well. Yeah. Tamarind coming up for both players. Cat round coming up. Stop blaming the fish traps, man. Come on. That's a lot of archery ranges for the Viper. And if we take a look over here, okay, this is pretty stale, but over here, actually MbL is doing some good damage. Oh, but take a look at the towers, man. Take a look at the towers. I think MbL only managed to take one villager over there with a bunch of light cavalry. Parthian tactics coming up for MbL now. Chemistry too. And I am pretty stoked. I learned how to say Parthian tactics. I don't know why I always say Partian tactics, but it's Parthian, apparently. Judging by my pronunciation extension, browser extension. Parthian tactics. Good stuff over there, taking the castle down from MbL, but MbL going forward with a bunch of rams. Getting drill as well. Chemistry. 142 population out of 135. MbL is badly housed. And he needs to go for a bunch of houses like right away because he doesn't have population space. Over here though, I don't think the magnets are gonna be any good. I don't think they're gonna be any good. But the numbers seem to be going in favor of MbL right now with Viper. Well, the Viper needs to micro this, like out of his mind, because if he doesn't micro, the arbalists are gonna try to target the rams. So this is actually pretty well played by the Viper. He still has this up. He's going to take the cat ram down with villagers. And that's pretty good. I think that was a pretty even matchup. If the castle hadn't been here, I think probably that was going to be an engagement in favor of MbL, but unfortunately he lost his own fort castle, and this was just fantastic support for Viper's army. Also, I think during the last hour or so, we were dropping fewer frames, if not no frames at all. Can anyone confirm, please? Because the percentage of dropped frames is going down by the minute, and yeah, it's a lot of frames throughout the entire stream, so it seems like we are performing quite alright right now. Or at least that seems to be the case. Maybe it's the time, maybe I need to stream later. Anyway, more light cavalry going forward for MbL. Siege Ram coming up as well. You can see a lot more red in the map than you can see blue, but that is a little bit misleading. Most of this is useless stuff for MbL, just houses and a couple of palisades. Of course the houses are not completely useless, but you know what I mean. It's no military presence, it's not anything relevant for the battle. The Viper though, getting a bunch of villagers over here. And over here, he's gonna try to get this. But MbL, he has a couple of light cavalry over there. Going for chain body armor for the +2/+2. Finally, he's gonna be able to tank the arrows from the towers a little bit more. But take a look at that. 3 arrows with 0 population inside. This is so good. It's so satisfying to watch. And all I want the Viper to do right now is to click the bell. Is to ring the bell and have all the villagers garrison inside the towers automatically. But oh my god! Just take a look at that. That is Mongol light cavalry dropping like flies to empty towers. And this is just game candy for people like me. Well, the Viper is not noticing this. Okay, he noticed. He lost 1 villager, but it's not a big deal. He is gonna lose another one over here. Not a big deal once again. Well, let's see. Keep coming up as well, so it's going to be Japanese keep with Yasama and yeah, arrow slits. Gotta love it. Just gotta love it. Well, siege rams are pretty tanky though. They are going down faster than they would against regular towers for sure, but they are extremely tanky still. 70 HP actually. These arbalests dealing a lot of damage. We have 10 damage per shot, 8 range. The cavalry archer, I mean the light cavalry have 98 with 4, which means that they're gonna be taking 6 damage per shot, which means that with about 16 shots they should be dropping dead. I think exactly 16 shots. So this is pretty good for the Viper. Pretty good. Actually, he has exactly 16 units over there. With ballistics and thumb ring, he shouldn't be missing shots like at all. And at this point he can just go by, mind his own business, start raiding. And you can see MbL's population is a little bit lower than the Viper, actually quite significantly lower. 152 to 172, but let's take a look over here. Now more villagers are going down for MbL, and he needs to one-shot, Good micro over here for both players. HP pool is looking significantly higher for MbL though, and this is going to be cleaned up for sure. Conscription coming up for the red player. And what are we gonna see? A castle coming up over here that is about to get spotted by the Viper. The Viper at this point has the resources to drop a castle if he wants to. He has the resources to drop a castle, and he's going to send a bunch of villagers over to do so. To take control of the gold pile over here. That castle is 50% up though. What he needs is a tower, 1 tower over here. Send 5 villagers, 6 villagers to build 1 tower. That castle is not going to be up on time. This castle from the Viper might be up a little bit faster though. Let's see, let's compare over here. Oh no, this is just so good. MbL is getting denied from his castle over there. And yeah, well, that castle is a goner right now. The Viper could potentially wall this to prevent it from going up, but it's probably not necessary. It's a lot of damage that has been done already. On the right hand side, he is fighting against siege rams with arbalests and halberdier. Halberdier are gonna be alright. Not the best, but yeah, better than arbalest for sure. Sniping villagers left and right. Mongols not getting heated shot or arrow slits whatsoever means that their towers are not going to be that good, but still they are. Alright, okay, alright, take a look at this, we have drill rams going forward, a crap ton of mangonels, but man, the Viper did not wall this now. MbL is going to be able to finish this actually. Oh, this is looking very good for MbL. The Viper trying to go for the walls over there. And he doesn't need to completely surround his castle, just the clumsiness. Yeah, MbL's rounds is enough. But this is good stuff though. Villager count 112 for MbL. He was not able to finish that castle. So the Viper definitely paying attention. He is going to lose this one though. And he's going to lose a bunch of villagers over here. That castle is eventually going to go up to MbL for MbL. Yeah, he's sending more and more villagers. Right hand side, getting pushed by Halberdier and 2 trebuchets. Couple of arbalists as well. MbL is gonna find himself hard pressured. That DC is gonna go down as well. It's funny to see the projectiles just hit the water and still deal damage to the TC. Don't destroy my water, man! My water foundations! Go! There we go. The siege rams, Mongol siege rams. Wow, the score is getting very, very close for both players. The Viper still has a population lead though. He does have more military units, but MbL is doing a pretty good job over here. Drawing the fire with the siege rams, going forward, using the Manglet to clean up any other unit left over here for the Viper. And the Viper seems like it's super pressure, man. The 2 rams are going to take the trebuchets down, and there we go. That castle, not gonna go down. MbL is gonna live another day to breathe. The HP pool is not that significant. Over here, it's mostly a matter of microing. I'm kind of surprised though that MbL is pulling the rams away, because it was only a couple of villagers and they're not very good against siege rams. But well, you gotta play smart, I guess. Monastery coming up. Did the Viper get the relic that he had like over here already? If we take a look at the current relic count, 4 relics for the Viper, only 1 for MbL. Speaking of resources, 1 gold available here for MbL with only 110. 1 gold available here for him, actually 2 golds for 400. The Viper on the other hand has this one, but MbL has taken full control of it. That is 2300 gold that the Viper needs. Fortunately, he still has access to this one though. This is how much left? 2800, that is good stuff. But the longer MbL keeps control of this, the less the gold is gonna have left for the Viper if he eventually manages to regain control of it. Let's see. Well, MbL's base looking pretty good, uncontested, untouched, undisturbed. He's just chilling, going for Hazard finally. Hazard is gonna make a huge difference. The Viper on the other hand, going for the trebuchets, going for the arbalists, the skirmishers. No, going for a lot of units on the left hand side as well. What do we have here? Siege workshops coming up for the Viper. Well, MbL has been warned though because of Viper's units attacking the houses. Oh no, MbL is gonna lose the villagers for sure. And these hussars from MbL 117 HP. 117 HP. I believe the Troshets should be going down to completely upgraded elite Mangudai. I think MbL should be able to force scale this, but he's gonna try to clean this up first. Yeah, not a very good idea to fight under fully upgraded Japanese towers. Let's see. This should be going in favor of the Viper. We do have a bunch of Halberdier over here. Halberdier are gonna start going down though. Oh, sea tramps were kind of low HP. Yeah, actually, that is not that bad. Oh, but the MbL gonna drop another castle. And the Viper should be noticing this. He's not. The castle over here is gonna secure the gold for MbL, the stone for MbL, I mean. And this is actually not bad for MbL at all. It feels to me like he's pushing on the right hand side, he's pushing on the left hand side. The Viper's running out of real estate, and most importantly, he is gonna run out of this gold and he is not gonna have anything left because of MbL taking this one. At this point, these gold piles have only 1200, and if you recall, like 2 minutes ago, we said that they have 2700. So over half of the gold available over there has been taken already by MbL. At this point, it's probably not worth it to push that. It's probably more expensive for you to go for the units required to get control of that gold again. But yeah, if we take a look at the stats, we can see that the wood per minute, food per minute, and gold per minute is about even for both players actually. A little bit more wood per minute for MbL, a little bit more gold per minute for the Viper, but it's just pretty close. Numbers are looking pretty good for the Viper over there, but the population is overall higher for MbL. Late game though, that's gonna be an issue because Japanese, they get fully upgraded elite skirmishers, they get fully upgraded halberdier that attack 33% faster, but the light cavalry, I don't know. Light cavalry is not going to be that good against hussars, but halberdier will. Halberdier will. 33% faster attacking is completely gonna, it's completely gonna counter the 30% more HP on hussars. I'll do some paper. But of course, Japanese light cavalry is not gonna do so well against Mongol pikemen. Are we gonna see pikemen at all from MbL? Because we get some Trebs wars over here, but MbL doesn't seem to be in any hurry to leave his Mangudai, I think. Oh, that's super effective for MbL. Viper trying to fight this. Unfortunately, no sea tramps for Japanese. We need more halberdier over here. Bunch of skirmishers, but not enough halberdier. And this has converted into, I don't know what this has converted into, but this doesn't look like a like a bug map at all. This is like complete land wars. You have to wonder though, you cannot really go for demolition ships against Mangodai. Cannot really go for any sort of one unit against ranged units as powerful as a Mangodai. Maybe against the skirmishers you could do that. But MbL doesn't really have to go for demos, he can just go for rams. Rams are of course a better utility unit in this scenario, as they soak a lot of damage, allow the rest of these units to deal a lot of damage themselves. Viper though, on the right hand side, take a quick look at this. Pushing with the cat ram, pushing with a lot of barracks, holy crap, a bunch of barracks. Archery ranges. But yeah, I don't think this is gonna be enough. MbL is actually holding his own over here quite well. And on the left hand side, he's dominating. And the population at this point, 176 to 140 population for the Viper is looking pretty solid for MbL. It's been looking like a clear trend for a good while already, but now it seems like it's starting to get out of hand for the Viper, who is starting to lose more and more villagers. A 93 villager count. Things are looking pretty grim. 150 total population to 184. The Rams, they are just so good for MbL. They work so well, they are so hard to stop. But Onagers! The Onagers are gonna be alright. But he needs to protect this. With a couple of Mangodai, MbL should be able to snipe the Onagers. Still though, eco is really bad for the Viper right now. In this context at least. You could argue that he's going for cheap units, although we see a couple of hand cannoneer over there. I wonder what that's for. But yeah, at least in this context, he's usually going for cheap units. You could say that it's not so bad. But if it came down to a trash, let's say that he cleaned up all the Mangodai from MbL. If it came down to a trash war, just a bigger eco is gonna win. Yeah, especially with the tankier hussars, they are pretty good. Gold's almost gone. Yeah, 800 remaining in the map. Hand cannoneer, I'm not really sure if they are being taken care of properly. They are going down like very easily. What is the relic count right now? 4 for MbL and 1 for the Viper. What? 4 and 4? Do we have 8 relics here in this map? Not really sure. Well, MbL has one over there. Where is the other monastery? This is probably, oh, right here. And 3 over there. Okay, there are maybe more than 5 relics over here. Yeah, at one point the Viper had 4 and MbL had 1. It seems like both players have 4 at this point. Man, if the Viper manages to come back, which I don't think it's impossible, and it seems like he's doing the right things. He's pop capped? How is he pop capped? He was getting destroyed a couple of minutes ago. Good army composition though. He's gonna need to take proper care of this, making use of the halberdier. Come on. And now you need to snipe the Mangodai with the skirmishers, and you need to defend your siege, man, because MbL is doing a great job over there. Now the siege rams, or actually the onagers, are going to need to take care of the siege ram, as both turrets are going to go down super fast to these units. And it's just such a shame. It's going down and the projectile is not going to deal any damage. 400 gold remaining in the map. The Viper pushing quite convincingly on the right hand side, left hand side on the other hand, pretty stale for the time being. MbL still, he does have a bunch of siege rams, which have kept him alive so far. But yeah, oh my god, this is just the second game of the series, I just wanna go and eat. and potentially sleep a little bit. Please. We still have like 3 more games like this. It's been 1 hour and 16 minutes, man. I'm not gonna complain. This is pretty good stuff, good content. And I hope you're enjoying it. Are ya? I'm not really sure if we're gonna get all 5 games. If anyone has seen this live, please don't say so. Don't spoil us. But yeah, this is quite effective for MbL. Oh man, just drawing so much damage with the C-Trams makes it so hard for the Halberdier to survive. Oh! Wow, 1 shot. Come on. 1 shot. He's just 1 shot in the siege. Another one that is 4 Angers that the Viper is not going to be able to use anymore. It seems like the goal situation is kind of tied now for both players. As you can see, MbL used to have a bunch of Mangle over here. Now he has 3, 4. And on the left hand side, he doesn't seem to have a bunch of Mangle anymore. As a matter of fact, it seems like we are transitioning finally. With 73 gold remaining in the map. It seems like we are, yeah, and that's in possession now, the Viper. 40. 30, yeah. This is gonna run out super soon. And once this gold runs out, we are gonna transition into pure trash war. And now you wonder, because we have 4 relics for each player. Let me take a look at the Viper's monastery. So he's got 4 over here. So yeah, he brought over the one that he had over here to this monastery. There's one thing that I think it's worth noting. The Viper has been playing without gold. He has been playing without gold like for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes already. He's been going for pure trash, and MbL has been going. I mean, he did add a couple of trebuchets and onagers recently, but it's not the same as MbL, who was going heavily into Mangudai and siege rounds. So if the Viper has been able to survive until this far, so long, with only trash units, what do you think a trash war is going to end in for both of these players? I would take that as an indication that the Viper is probably managing to hold on a little bit better in that regard. It's probably making better use of trash. He really needs to repair this. Come on, the Viper. Oh, too late. But I don't know. 4 relics for each player means that MbL's probably gonna be able to keep producing siege rounds. Although after these 2, he doesn't really have any gold left. The Viper, 1000 gold left. 170 population for both people. And yeah, what MbL has going for him is the castles for map control, because he's not going to be producing from those very much. 1 trebuchet for each player. MbL is going to try to target the trebuchet with the ram. If he had a couple of infantry units inside this, then the Ferrari, man, would be, oh. And it was all in vain. The trebuchet ended up going down to the trebuchet from MbL in the end. But yeah, now the Viper is getting pop capped. And MbL is kind of falling behind a little bit. Keep in mind, once again, 33% faster attacking Halberdier. The moment you close the gap to those skirmishers, they are gonna get chewed through. And of course, the hussars are good for Mongols for sure. But yeah, against Halberdier, it's not gonna be that great. Now we have a couple of siege traps once again for MbL, and where is he getting the gold from? Yeah. But that's the thing. The Viper, he doesn't really have much of a Nico anymore, but he's almost pop capped with 90 military units. MbL is with 50 at this point. Going for stable, so it's going to be heavily into hussars for MbL, heavily into Halberdier skirmishers for the Viper. I would probably try to prioritize the Halberdier on top of the skirmishers. Yeah, I cannot imagine playing against any of these players. How can you keep up for so long, paying attention to the entire map and holding on? The Viper not only has been holding on, he's been coming back. He's been coming back from time to time, and how do these guys do this? As long as MbL has the castles here, he's gonna have support damage for his army. The Viper, what it's gonna do is it's gonna transition the villagers over here, maybe. On the left hand side, let's go actually in the north. We're probably gonna start referring to the north and the south. The north of the map